when we get started, we're gonna grab our food bank box. Got the boxes next to that gray pool back there. That's where we're going to grab them to make it, okay? How you guys make the boxes is you have your food bank emblem upside down. Take your tape guns, one row of tape across the top, bring it all the way in, and this plastic part will push against the box, and it cuts, okay? It has metal blades on there when you push that plastic part in there, so be careful, don't make yourself bleed today, okay? No one gets hurt. Then we flip it over and the food bank emblem's right side up, okay? When you guys are packing your boxes, the boxes are separated in some different categories, okay? You got your canned goods. You got your dry goods. And you have your glass and plastics, okay? Each one of those different categories goes in its own separate box, okay? So we don't mix them all together. For canned goods, or for anything, the number one rule in this project is if it doesn't have ingredients, we're gonna have to throw it away. Okay? Unless it's tea, coffee, water, honey. Then those are just tea, coffee, water, honey. They don't have ingredients. But I'm going to check, make sure I have my ingredients. Got my ingredients right there. As long as I got that, I can put it in my box. If that little part was ripped off where I didn't have my ingredients, I'm going to have to throw it away. So check everything, make sure it has ingredients. Canned goods. Most everything you get is going to be good, but you can't find stuff that is dented, okay? Something like this. Big can of tomato spaghetti sauce, okay? It's dented. I'd say it's probably a little bit too bad of a dent. You see how the sides are starting to point out? On cans, if the sides start to point out where it gets real sharp, where if I took my thumb and push it on there, it hurts my thumb. Where it's sharp is where the can's compromised and bad stuff's getting in. So we're gonna have to throw those cans away, okay? I got a gray trash can over there. I'll wheel it over, and that's where we're gonna be throwing the bad stuff away in. You also have to have access with a can opener on one side. So if this side, I can't safely use a can opener around, but this side I can, then I can use it. But if both sides are real messed up where I can't safely use a can opener, I'm gonna have to throw it away, okay? If you find a can that's domed or bubbly, looks like it's gonna explode, it won't sit right, we're gonna throw those cans away. That's a sign of food poisoning, botulism. We're gonna throw those out, okay? Also, if a can's dented in real bad, like this one where it's starting to fold in on itself, if I can't see a bunch of the can, I'm gonna have to assume something bad's going on, okay? Something like this. I'm looking, this looks kind of old to me. It's kind of got some rust up there, the label's faded. I'm gonna look, make sure I find an expiration date on that one for sure. I can't really find it, that just looks too old to me. I'm probably gonna throw that away, okay? Most everything will have expiration dates. If it doesn't, most likely you'll be okay, but if it looks really old, something like that, better be safe than sorry, throw it away. We go back a year for expiration dates. Anything after, we're good. Same thing with this one. This oyster pieces, it's kind of got a label faded, like something got on it. It's kind of got rust up there. I can't find an expiration date. It kind of just looks too old. Same thing as that. I'm going to throw that one away, okay? When you pack your can box, take your cans, put one layer in the bottom. What we're trying to do with each box is make our boxes as full as possible, but as flat as possible so that when we close it and stack them on the pallets behind you guys, they'll stack nicely and not fall over.
there. Oh, wait. Think that'll fit in there? Good job.
If you don't fill up your box enough, then it'll shake around. It could collapse, stuff like that. So we're going to make it as full as possible, but flat as possible. If it sticks up just a little bit, that's okay. But if it sticks up something like that, once we get up to our 5th layer, they're going to be falling all over the place. Won't be able to stack anymore, okay? So the best thing I found out with your canned goods, stack 1 layer in there like that, and then stack your next layer, or stack your first layer in like that, stack your second layer in like that. That's about all you can do with canned goods to make it as full as possible, okay? Once you get a full box, you're gonna seal it up with your tape gun, 1 row of tape across the top. We're gonna write a C on the side for can, and then the first person who gets a can box, you can pick whatever pallet you want over there. That's going to be the can pallet. I have stickers over here. We're also going to put a sticker in the upper right hand corner, like a postage stamp, saying it's a can, okay? Next box is your dry goods box. Same thing with cans. Everything has to have ingredients. If it doesn't have ingredients, you're going to have to throw it away, okay? So, same thing as canned goods, you want to make your box as full as possible. All dry goods, your ramen, pasta, all that stuff, that goes in your dry goods. If you come across something where the top's open, as long as that seal in there is good, then I can tape up the top and use it in my box. But if that seal's busted up, I'm going to have to throw it away, okay? So you don't have to open up the box like I just did, but if it is open, check your seal, okay? I might turn it upside down. If cereal comes out, then I know there's a hole somewhere. I'm gonna have to throw it away. Same thing as cans. Make your box as full as possible, but flat as possible, so that it doesn't shake around, okay? Put a D on it. Get your sticker. First person who gets a dry pallet or a dry box, put it on the dry pallet, okay? That'll be the dry pallet. Glass and plastics, ketchup, spaghetti sauces, something like this can be glass and plastic. You can throw this in dry. Some of the categories kind of overlap. Just put it in whichever box you feel like you want to. But something like this, I want to check my seal. Pop it open. I got my seal right there. If this cap was missing, as long as I have that seal, I could still use it. If this cap was broken off at the top, as long as I got that, I could use it, okay? Check my ingredients, put in my box. With your glasses, you want to check your pop tops. Make sure it hasn't been popped. If it makes a sound, then we know it's been opened before. We're going to have to throw it away, okay? Something like that has a plastic seal on it. Just make sure that that's still there. Be careful when you're opening stuff, because sometimes if you open it, that's the seal, and it'll bust, or you won't be able to use it anymore, okay? So just watch that. Same thing with dry and your cans. We'll make sure that you make your box as full as possible. Write P and G on the side. Find your plastic and glass palette. I will tell you, when you make your glass and plastic boxes, do not lay something like this on its side, because when we stack later, it could bust open and then get spaghetti sauce everywhere. So I would try to set your glasses up straight up if we can, and get your plastic ends on the side and fill in all the holes, stuff like that. If you guys come across baby food, that can go in its own separate box, baby box. You're probably not going to come across too much of it, so maybe just have one box going, work as a team. Say I got some baby food, does someone have a baby food box? Need to check the expiration date on that, on all of them. If it's expired at all, throw the baby food away. Everything else will go back a year, but baby food, I really need you to check the expiration date. If it's expired, throw it away for me, okay? Same thing with everything else. Make sure your box is as full as possible. Write baby on the side. Get a baby food sticker. It's not too hard. You guys just work at your own pace. The most important thing is making sure your boxes are nice and full and that you got as much stuff in there as possible, okay? These are going to soup pantries and or food pantries and soup kitchens, stuff like that. So the more stuff you get in the boxes, the more stuff that place is going to get. If you guys don't make them as well, then you're just jipping them out on food, okay? Also, I need you guys just remember, check your ingredients, check your seals, okay? Make sure that nothing is going out that doesn't have those. I'll be working with you guys, so if you have any questions, just ask me. If it doesn't look right, you guys know what food looks like. Come ask me before you throw it away, or I'd rather you guys be safe than sorry, okay? So if you have any questions like oysters that look really old, come ask me on those guys. I'll tell you whether to keep it or not, okay? Do you guys have any questions?
Do we start?
You guys can start right now.
Thousands of people eat. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, pretty good.
Do you think a lot of people need this food?